That's really incredible. So you're kind of a pioneer for the series, wouldn't you say?
Uh, I guess maybe, yeah, yeah. I love the series. I want to see it work well. We needed new cars to make it look good, and so that's what we got involved in doing. So
that's really cool. Have you won races so far?
I've podiumed a couple of times in Trans Am. In Grand Am, we won a number of races. That was more of an endurance type. It was also 25 years ago, but even at that, I was in my 50s. But we podiumed. Best finish was a second place at Sebring. They have a series called the Masters, which is they have several different classes in the Trans Am, and one of the classes is Masters. It was 65 and over. Won the championship on 2 years on that, and this past year we finished second. Ken Thwaites came along, and he's a pretty good driver. So we're running. We're having a grand time. We're building bodywork. I can't announce it right now. Hasn't put it all together, but we're looking at a major sponsor for next year, and there's a good possibility we'll have 2 cars. So I'll clue you in when I can say something, but I can't now. I'm sure you understand.
I understand completely, definitely. Do you work with the race teams at all, like Tony Ave Motorsports?
Yes. Yeah. Well, Tony is a chassis builder also, and so we build the bodies on the cars. So, I mean, at this point, we do the C6 Corvette. We don't do the C7, but we do the C6 Corvette, as I mentioned earlier. We do the Camaro, the Mustang, and the Challenger. So all of those cars, any one of those cars, we built them.
I see. So your business is really into constructing motor racing?
Actually, the business is composite materials. The fun part is we get to do the race car stuff. One of the things that we do, we are sole source for the U.S. Navy, and we build the azimuth and elevation radar equipment housings that it is on every ship that lands an aircraft in the Navy. So we're very proud of that, and we're very proud to be sole source of that. So, but we've done a lot of other things, and we've done amusement rides. We've done industrial products. What I've tried to do is I've tried to put together a company where we can do almost anything in-house. We have a 10-foot by 10-foot by 48-inch, what they call a Z 5-axis router. It's on a gantry, and we cut all the bodies on that. We design them on the computer, and then we cut them on that. So we were able to make our patterns, and we build our molds, and then as I said, we do everything in-house. We also have purchased in the last about 5 years ago, purchased a company called Stahl Headers. Jerry Stahl was one of the pioneers in headers, exhaust headers for cars. I've known him for about 45 years, and I probably have learned more about racing from Jerry Stahl than everybody else put together. He decided to close his business. He had some health issues, and unfortunately he's passed away. But we hired the guy who worked for him for 27 years, and we are marketing it as ACP headers, and we're doing Stahl Classics by ACP. And those are the headers that he had actually designed and built when he was in business. So we have the capability to do a lot in the business, and it's all fun. I'm having a great time. I don't plan on retiring because I'm having too much fun. What would I do? So.
That's one thing I've noticed, when you have a job where you're doing what you love, it's really hard to give up. And even when you retire, you're still busy to an extent.
Well, as somebody once said, if you have a job that you really love, you never work a day in your life. So I have to agree with that. That's true.
Yeah. Just a question. Were you involved in the production of the cars for Amy Ruman in 2015 at all, the champion?
Yes. Yeah, we built the bodywork on that C. That was a C6 Corvette that we built. Yes, we had that.
That was a really incredible year, I think. For
Oh,
her.
that was a great year. Well, she went to 2 years in a row. You know, she backed it up. Yeah, Amy's a great gal, great family, good friends. You know, the whole Trans Am family is what's so unique about it. You know, years ago, somebody had loaned me something, and I can't even remember what the part was. And I said, man, I said, really, thank you. I said, I really appreciate it, because I wouldn't have gotten on the track without that part that I needed. And he said, you know, he said, in here, we're family. Out there, we do battle. And that's kind of the way it is, you know, and at the end of the day, you know, everybody goes out, they have a good time. It's great to have our family spread across the entire nation. And then we meet at these different venues, racetracks, and you know, just like kind of a home week for a couple of days, and then we go out and we do it again. I think that's what's a lot of fun in doing that. So I love it. I don't know what else to say. I just happen to think, we were talking about other body work. Are you familiar with the SRX series that they have run?
The Superstar Racing Experience by Tomy Stewart?
That's the one.
Yeah.
We designed and built all of the bodies for that series. We also built all the exhaust headers for that series through ACP headers. So that was something we're kind of proud of. We did it in a very short order. What Ray Abraham did and what he put together is nothing short of a miracle. The job that they did, I just can't say enough. When you're in the background and you see everything that's going on, and you see all of the effort that's put on by Ray, all of his people, you couldn't find a finer group of people to work with.
Definitely, and Tony Stewart as well, because he was part of the idea, and that sort of reminds me a little bit of how good the Stadium Super Trucks are doing as well. That's another series on the rise.
Yeah.
So just a question. Oh, what were you saying?
No, we don't do any of the Stadium Super Trucks, but we could. If anybody out there needs them, let me know. We'd be happy to do it for them.
Yeah. So just a question. The 2015 race at Mid-Ohio, you don't have to answer if you don't wish, because it is a little bit of a touchy subject, but kind of asking because it was the only time I recall it happening. But what happened? What was your reaction to Ruman getting into it with Drissi?
It was sad. It was sad. After the race, let me just say this about Tomy. I like Tomy. He's a great guy. Tomy is so intense when he gets into a car that he just kind of turns on what I call a red mist, you know, and so he got pretty upset about that. And what happened shouldn't have happened. It was unfortunate, kind of a little stain on the Trans Am. However, I will say that Tomy came back and he talked to everybody. He apologized to everybody. He very graciously told everybody that that's where he wanted to be, that's what he wanted to do, and he has worked really hard at controlling that anger. And maybe anger is too controlling the red mist, put it that way. So it was a sad thing. It's never happened since then. I don't think it's going to happen again. You know, when you have a group of people that are so competitive and they just want to get out there and want to do the absolute best that they can, you're going to get levels of frustration, and people handle frustration in different ways.
Yeah, definitely. I previously interviewed Tomy on the channel, and, you know, I think it was just a unfortunate thing, but it's not representative of who he is. I know that.
No, it's not. No, he's a great guy. He's good for the series. I mean, you know, there's a lot of energy around Tomy, for sure. You know, and there's always something happening, something going on. So, and he's always in there. He's aggressive. You know, Tomy, and he'll admit this. Sometimes he tries too hard. He wants to do it so well and be so perfect at it that he won't take a little less. And because of that, he's lost at least one championship I know of, just because he could have finished the race second, but he went for it and didn't make it, you know. And
yeah,
it was unfortunate. But hey, you know, isn't that what life's all about?
Yep, that's just the thing about life, you know.
Yep.
Good things
Yep.
happen and bad things happen, but that makes the world interesting.
Exactly. It does. It really does.